What's up? Welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to learn how to do a no touch combo. It's a free trick no touch combo, and I would say that this is recommended for people who are starting to practice their no touch combos but want something a little bit challenging. So the no touch combo is around the world, crossover, Touzani, all no touch. So it's a free trick no touch combo. So of course, before you learn how to do this, you're gonna have to be very good at these free tricks. And in this specific video, we're gonna break it into two parts and then we're gonna put it back together at the end. So the first thing we're going to practice is the first part of the combo, which is the around the world crossover no touch. So the first part of the combo is of course the around the world, and you want to focus on doing a nice, big and powerful around the world, much higher than you usually would, because we need to give ourselves more time and space to go into the crossover. So you want to raise it up to about waist height or above knee height, somewhere in there. It's going to be different for each person, but I find if you can get it nice and high, you're going to give yourself a better chance of doing the perfect crossover, because that's what we want to do. We want to do the perfect crossover, which can lead into the final and third trick, which is the Touzani no touch, which is the hardest part. So the crossover, the setup for the crossover is very important, and it all begins with that first around the world movement. So this is the easiest part of the combo, but I would definitely say it's the most important because it sets the pace and the rhythm for the entire thing. So you want to do a nice big around the world and you want to stamp your foot on the ground. And this is where this no touch combo is a bit of a challenge for beginners, because it doesn't flow like a normal no touch combo would, because you're putting in these ground stamps, okay? So once you've done the around the world, you want to be instantly thinking about that crossover, and you want to do a low crossover, okay? So it's not going to be like your typical extravagant crossover where you're really kicking into it. You want to bring your crossing leg over nice and low, and you don't want to do too much of a jump, because this will give you more time to lead into the Touzani no touch. So during this part of the combo, I want you to notice how I'm letting the ball drop down and come down to my feet before going into the crossover, rather than stamping my foot on the ground and then jumping up to meet the ball. Because if you jump up to meet the ball at a really high spot, you're going to find it hard to bring your foot back down again and then to go into the Touzani around the world, okay? So we really want to maximize our time on the ground here. So once you feel confident with that, you're going to move on to the second part of the no touch combo, which is the crossover Touzani no touch. And there are two main pieces of advice which I'd like to give you here. The first one is, again, we're going to maximize our time on the ground. Once you do the crossover, you want to do it nice and low, as in your jump. And as soon as you make contact with the ball, the first thing you want to think about is bringing your foot back down to the ground so that you can jump up and go over the ball in that Touzani motion, okay? That's really important. And the second thing that you need to be aware of is the direction of the ball. You don't want to direct it straight up. You can do, and it is possible to do the trick, but I always prefer to knock it slightly to the side to continue the movement. This will give you a bit more time and space, because the ball will be traveling to the side and you can twist around and come over it. If you hit it directly up, it's gonna be more of an effort to get around the ball, and when you do get around the ball, it's gonna be harder to kick it back up, okay? So you're gonna struggle a little bit more to land the actual trick. So if you're not used to doing the crossover Touzani no touch, I would definitely say just practice your alternative Touzanis as much as possible, okay? So definitely try and get your record up. If you can get your record up to 10, it's really going to help you. You're going to get into a rhythm. You're going to really find it a lot easier, because the movement is pretty much exactly the same, and it's going to eliminate any fear and give you a ton of confidence, okay? So practice your alternative Touzani around the world as much as possible. Once you've done that, you can bring them both together, and the really important thing here is to think about the rhythm of the trick. Don't try and rush through it. To do 3 tricks at once, it can be a lot for your mind to process, especially if you've never tried anything like this before, and you're going to be thinking of different techniques really quickly. So that's why it's important to break it up and get comfortable with it, so it's almost like it's automated. You're doing it naturally, okay? So as soon as you do the around the world, you don't want to be thinking about the final part of the trick. You want to split it up into steps: around the world, crossover, Touzani no touch, okay? Don't rush through it, because then you're going to get frustrated and you won't be able to do it. So that's the no touch combo. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you find it challenging. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below and I'll love to answer them. And also leave some suggestions for what else you'd like to learn. And that's it. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, check out learntofreestyle.com for more cool freestyle stuff, and I will see you all very soon. Take care. Peace.